If you are using whey protein powder or you are considering buying one, think about it twice, because you are actually only consuming 17% for building muscle, and the other part goes into glucose, which is energy for the body. So that doesn't sound so bad, right? Energy for the body, that's not a bad thing. Yeah, but you can get energy for the body from carbohydrates, from fats, and you don't need to use protein powder to do that. We are using protein powder so we can build muscle, but the problem is only 17% out of that protein is going for muscle tissue. You see where's the problem? Only 17%. You cannot break down the protein for muscle tissue without every 9 essential amino acids, which whey protein has very little of them. That's why only 17% goes for muscle tissue. And the rest goes into sugar, into glucose. We will call it sugar because it's easier. And when you have too much sugar into your body, the excessive sugar is getting turned into fat. So you are getting fat, you are getting bloated, you are getting ugly, and you are not building a lot of muscle because the protein is incomplete and you only build 17% muscle. So 30 grams of protein, one scoop, 30 grams, only maybe 5 grams of the protein you consume it for actual muscle gains. So that's the problem with that. The foods, you should eat foods that contain the high amount of amino acids. When you consume plants as well, they don't really have all as essential amino acids as well. Plant protein is actually like 17% as well, maybe even lower. You don't really consume that protein for building muscle. You turn it into glucose and you store fat if you don't use it for the energy, because your body can take only a very little amount of sugar for energy, the rest converts into fat. The best source, excuse me guys, the best source of protein for muscle building tissue that has all 9 essential amino acids is the whole egg. So eggs is the best source of all 9 amino acids. 48% of the protein goes for muscle tissue and the other 52 for glucose. You might say that's unfair. Well, yeah, it's probably unfair, but you might say it's unfair. 52% for glucose and only 48 for protein, but that isn't actually bad. It's completely enough to build muscle if you eat enough protein. So 48% of the protein from eggs goes into building muscle, not like whey protein. That goes only 17% for building muscle. And actually, the egg yolk, if you eat only the egg yolk, it has 83% of the protein goes into building muscle, and the 13% goes into glucose. Egg whites, only 17% goes into protein for the muscle. So if you want, you can remove the egg whites, but I don't recommend you that. The second food that will increase your protein for muscle building is meat, especially red meat. It doesn't have to be beef, it can be pork neck, for example. It's a red meat. It has 38% of that is going for muscle building and the other part is going for glucose, which again, it isn't bad. It's way more than 17 from the whey protein, from the plant proteins and etc. So the thing I teach is the pitbull diet. This diet will give you all the protein you need for muscle building. It's diet that you can find in my description or the comment section. I have a link to my course, and you understand what the pitbull diet is, how to build muscle and never get fat. You become from raccoon to pitbull, the thing I did. I was really fucking skinny fat, and now I'm like fucking pitbull. Honestly, who doesn't want to be a pitbull? So you might say, but red meat only 38% of that is going to muscle tissue. Yeah, but if you eat a lot of it and a lot of eggs, I think will happen actually your body will have too much protein for muscle tissue, and you can't consume that much for your muscles. So the protein goes for glucose, the non-essential amino acids. When they are in excess and they can build any more muscle, they go for glucose. So you always consume enough protein if you eat meat until you're satisfied. Eat until you're satisfied. Eat eggs until you're satisfied. You always have excessive. So you always be 100% building muscle with that protein. So you see how this is superior. You don't need whey protein, plant protein, soy protein powders and shit like that. You need to eat the pitbull diet. Check the course down there in my description or comments if you want to find out what this diet is. This is the diet that got me these results right here from the fucking raccoon. So with this video I want to tell you, getting your protein isn't that hard. You just have to eat the right food. You don't need whey protein powder to get your protein. It's not going to actually build muscle tissue. Most of it is going to be converted most likely into fat, because most people nowadays have too much sugar inside their blood, and the excessive goes into storing fat, because this excessive sugar should go somewhere. You are not going to pee it out, poop it out, you are going to make it as fat. So with this video you learned a very important lesson, and I'm guaranteeing you, if you fix that thing, cut out this fucking bullshit processed powders and plant fucking vegetables that aren't even made for humans, and start eating like a fucking pitbull so you can get muscle, actual muscle, and not just water bloating and fat gains. You should eat like a fucking pitbull. So guys, that's about this video. Throw out your fucking whey protein powder and eat some real food like eggs and red meat. You see so much results that way. I can guarantee you that. Better than protein powders. And remember guys, your mind will quit 1000 times before your body does.